do want to mention that we did get a surprise this year, which Alan will elaborate on, starting to see some exports going to China. We're looking very positively into that and looking into what does it mean into the future. We're still targeting for the next financial year, 77 million tons. We have not achieved it yet, so that's still optimistically what we're looking into and looking at what markets are doing and how South Africa is actually responding.
RBCT have had roughly 202 infections to date in terms of COVID. Of that, we've had 185 recoveries, and unfortunately we have had one death in 2021 in terms of one of our colleagues succumbed to COVID. We had 123 infections in the first wave and 79 so far in the second wave, and we're currently sitting with 19 active cases at this stage. The exports for the year, 70.2 against 72.2 in the previous year. That was against a budget of 77. In all, given the challenges that the value chain has faced, we are very happy with that performance. We believe it took a lot of juggling across the value chain to make sure that we could get that 70 million tons to Richards Bay, and firstly by rail, and that we could export it as well. And it took efforts from all parties across the value chain to do that. I think just going back to that COVID reporting, we've stayed very close to both TFR and TNPA. We have weekly meetings with TNPA on a Tuesday to understand their impacts to their business of COVID, as well as our impacts, as well as the status of the business continuity processes that are in place. And the same is applied with the TFR team on the coal line in terms of us understanding what their position is and any impact that they have, as well as them understanding the impacts at the terminal. So all in all, from a terminal point of view, we believe that 70.2, although we probably could have done better, there's always more coal to move, but given the challenges that the value chain faced, this is a stellar performance in our eyes. The number of vessels slightly down, 869 vessels against 886 the previous year. Our vessel turnaround time did drop by an hour. Obviously, that is a direct impact of our operational delays, and that was impacted by some of the challenges that we experienced on maintenance. But we believe we can pull that back quite quickly in terms of that hour. Export destinations, 92% of our coal going into Asia, with India and Pakistan being the biggest takers of that coal. Africa sitting at 5%, and then Europe at 3%. Africa's down about 1% from last year, and looking at the stats, it's predominantly in Morocco, where we're down about 450,000 tons from an Africa point of view. The chair did mention the China developments. Obviously, RBCT is we're not in the market. We're not in the market of selling coal. However, what we have seen in the current year is that it's the first coal that has left South Africa to China since 2014. That coal, roughly 654,000 tons of coal, went to China in 2020. And certainly based on what we're reading in the media and what we see with the challenges between China and Australia, there certainly seemed to be a greater focus on the opportunity of South African coal going into China. As a terminal, we can only express our view. We see that hopefully as an opportunity into the future, and we will certainly assist the industry where possible to facilitate that process as best we can to make sure that South African coal is attractive if that opportunity does present itself. But certainly reading in the media, there does seem to be opportunity, and I understand there have been some vessels that have gone in January already to China, but it definitely does seem like it is a new opportunity for South African coal.